Welcome to Hit the Reset Button, the podcast where we explore purpose driven pivots and the courage it takes to start over, especially after 50. Good morning, Mr. Sivanandhan. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And thank you for taking the time to do this podcast.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Okay,
It's nice to chat with you after a long time, and it's a pleasure.
it's,
Thank you.
it's been a while. Okay, I'm going to start with a question you've probably been asked 1,000 times. We never get tired of it. We would love to hear about the challenges and the most rewarding moments while in the police force.
Ma'am, I came into police while I was teaching economics in the University of Madras from 74-76. In the first attempt, I got selected only in the Indian Police Service. And without knowing what is the trap all about, I thought it is very exciting. The movie guys showed them, cinema stars, they showed them as a very glamorous, handsome, successful cops and all that. So I got into this. But then it turned out to be a roller coaster ride. And I have worked in the Naxal affected area of Kadichroli for 3 years. I worked in the crime branch of Mumbai for 6 years and eliminated the mafia gangs. And then I worked as Commissioner of Police of Nagpur, Thane, Mumbai for 6 years. Then DGP of the state. Oh my God, fantastic. IB for 6 years. CBI for 3 years. West Zone, that is Rajasthan, Gujarat, Goa, Maharashtra. So the life was very, very exciting. And every minute, every case, every law and order was a challenge. And changing the crime history of Mumbai from 101 shootouts in year 1998 and bringing it to zero from 2002 and maintaining it up to 2025 is the biggest crowning glory.
That would be your proudest moment in the uniform?
Absolutely, ma'am, because nobody else has done that. Nobody ever thought of doing that. But then I got a reward of they made me the commissioner of police after the Pakistani attack on Taj and Oberoi. That is a reward, and and also someone thought of making a very successful movie celluloid thing called The Company by Ram Gopal Verma. That was also a tribute. So thoda nasha, intoxication as you call that. It did happen. It did morale booster or intoxication, whatever you call that. Yes, it did happen.
Very, very interesting. So, based on what you have shared today and in the past, the life of a senior police official seems incredibly demanding and fast paced. So, when you retired or stepped down, for want of a better term, what was the biggest adjustment to the new rhythm of life? Was there a part that longed for the high stake action from your previous career?
Brilliant question, ma'am. If this high stake, high voltage career gets into your DNA, then you suffer all your life for the lack of all the entrapment. All those orderlies, the star, 3-star cars, the flag, the salutes, and every road opening, every door opening, and the high stake people coming and trying to meet you, and those high level gatherings and all that kind of a thing, the high of that. But if you don't get into your DNA, then you absolutely smoothly go back to your original life and start enjoying it. And it happened to me. So for me, it was like, let us say, changing a shirt. Then you wore a professor's tie and jacket. Then I wore khaki uniform. Removed it, came back to the tie and jacket and joined the corporate life. And this is again high stakes thing. And you, instead of learning IPC and CRPC, that is the punitive action law, I learned Companies Act 2013, with which you are very familiar. So that was again exciting, getting into boards, delivering lectures, and joining trusts and returning to the society. I have delivered 22 million meals through my trust called the Roti Bank. So for me, getting out of the trap of these orderlies and the cars with flags and sirens and all that was actually so smooth and nice. I practiced it 2-3 years before retirement, standing in the queues in the airport, not getting any assistance. But that was at the peak of my career. When I was DG and CP, everybody would be rushing there to do all the courtesies. But I said, no, I'll stand in the queue, check in my baggage, and do everything. So that made me ready for this kind of a thing. So the life is smooth actually. It is by choice that you are comfortable. I want to tell all the listeners of your this podcast that you make your life hell or heaven by your thought process. I have made my life absolutely heavenly No police cars ever I sat, no police mess ever I stayed after retirement. That's a good 14 years now. I retired in the year 2011 and now it is 25. And I have a fantastic time swiping credit cards, getting into all the hotels and paying for every bill, hiring a Innova car in every place in the country. Wow. This is the liberty, the freedom, but at the same time, you get rewarded for all your experience in monetary terms or in recognition terms or in accolades. You get absolutely rewarded. So you can live a life of your own with all the benefits of the accumulated past experience.
Yep. That's a very positive way of looking at it and planning for your retirement. Not many of us do it. So, I have another question later asking you for advice for people who can move on to their second career with a positive mind frame. So, after this high octane career of yours, many might have chosen a quiet retirement. You, however, decided to do multiple ventures. So, could you share what keeps you going these days? I know it's a long list, but we would love to hear it.
Ma'am, I would like to make it as short and sweet as
Okay.
possible. But I want to tell you that an average life of a healthy Indian who is well healed, high healed or well healed, whatever it is, it could be anything between 80 85. One of my senior officers called Mr. Julio Ribeiro is 96 plus and is giving interviews, going to office, he's sizzling. So, if I am going to live for 85, then a good 25 years of retirement, I had to brace it. So, I try to maintain a fantastic, healthy lifestyle to start with. That is my top priority. I get up at 4:30, go to a gym at 6:30, go to my office at 9:30, wearing a tie and a jacket every day. If someone asks me what is the job, great job I am doing, it is nothing. But I do go and look fit. And every time you change a new, every year you buy a new suit so that it fits you well. So, what I'm trying to say is choosing to be healthy is the first top priority of anybody who is retiring. Health is wealth. No use of lying like a vegetable on the bed and being a burden on others. And work and earn and pay income tax until the last minute. So there is a healthy respect in the society, in the family, everywhere. Everywhere it is a respect if only you can take care of yourself and take care of others also. How nice if I can work and give a fantastic gift to my daughter or my grandchildren. They would love it, no? So somehow we expect others to take care of us, but I am in a position where I am taking care of others, including the 2.2 crores or 22 million Indians whom I am feeding. That is what is the expectation. And I don't expect anything from anybody. That makes my motto or the mission in life in a very short and sweet way.
Yeah. What are the other things you're doing besides?
Ma'am, I'm doing 1,000 things. Pardon me for butting in, because I'm excited about your question. to start with, after immediately after retirement, I joined the PMO on invitation to be part of a special task force headed by a famous IAS officer called Naresh Chandra. It is for revamping the entire internal and external security of the country. It covered the good and bad about the Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, Indian Police, length and breadth of India. That is one thing. Then I started a company called Securus First India Private Limited, is my own company. And another one part was digital services of the same Securus First Digital Division. That is to do with cybercrime. And the earlier one I mentioned was about frauds and corporate cases to be investigated and things like that. That was keeping the pot boiling in the house. Then I joined a lot of companies as advisors. For 13 years I was there. Only just about 3 or 4 months before from now I left. Many other companies also I've been advising. And I wrote 2 books. One is Chanakya's 7 Secrets of Leadership. And the second one is the Brahmastra Unleashed. It will be available in another 5 days. So these are the few things which I have done. Then I can say that I worked in the board of directors as a independent director. Right? Then I run a few trusts, madam. Mine is the managing trustee of the Roti Bank, which I founded. you are very, very aware, knowledgeable about it. And we have chosen to be a bridge between the food wasted and the people going hungry. In India, even now, the number is very, very huge. In the hunger index, we are 105 in the world, very high. So I also write articles in the Indian Express and the Hindu about the things which are happening related to law and order, crime, rapes, and this and that and all that. Then I told you I wrote two books, bestseller. The first book called Chanakya Seven Secrets, 30th edition is selling, 1.3 lakhs of copies sold. I'm looking forward to some similar such sale for my Brahmastra. Kindly patronize me. Brahmastra is yet to come. In another 5 days, it will be available. Now, in Amazon, it is available for booking, pre-booking. I also am on a lecture circuit, ma'am, because I go to National Police Academy all these years to train the IPS officers on cybercrime, about this terrorism, and about these mafia gangs control, leadership, and all that. I go to universities, colleges, schools every day or every week. I can say 3 lectures minimum I give. So I do travel, madam. I could not travel during my service. Up to 60 years, I never went abroad. I was an ignorant Indian. Now, with retrospective revenge, I go to St. Petersburg, Moscow, Vienna, Budapest, all these places. To only two continents I have not visited. That is the South America, Colombia, etc., and Australia. If I cover that before I go, my bucket list will be completely covered. So, last, again, I'm repeating at the cost of repetition, maintenance of good health is a passion. I've never been admitted to a hospital for any treatment whatsoever. That is a tall claim for any 75-year-old man to do. So whoever is listening to you, I would tell them give top priority for your mental and physical health. This is my life, and anybody can learn from that. You're welcome. Otherwise, I'm willing to learn from somebody else. Thanks, man.
I'm exhausted just listening at the list of things you're doing. So, for a normal person like me, it's 24 hours. How many hours do you have in a day?
I pack 48 hours in 24 hours. So it is running all the time, looking at the watch. But of course, I don't get excited and get into stress and things like that because I had enough stressful life in the police. So now I don't get stressed, but I plan to reach every place 5-10 minutes earlier and then get excited about getting ready and prepared and everyone saying good things about you. So with that, I think it is fantastic, but it is a little bit of a careful planning.
So now you're leading a team of volunteers, running your own businesses. In the past, you led a large police force. How has your leadership style evolved in the new roles? What's the difference?
Ma'am, when I was the last post I did was the Director General of Police. Before
Yeah.
that, Commissioner of Police involved commanding 60,000 officers and men and women. Then, when I became DGP, the number of people, the population which I looked after for crime control and law and order was 12 crores, Maharashtra state. But I had 2.5 lakhs of policemen and officers, men and women, were there in the force. So the leadership is basically with humility, you exercise your ultimate power. In an encounter, one could take away the life, but I always felt that you can't give life to a dead body, so you cannot take away life at the flick of a finger. That is the responsibility which I exercised when I had exercised the power given to me by the uniform. So, coming back to that, the humility of the past, where I grew up in a humble background, never left me. This tie and jacket and all that is just a add-on. But inside, scratch there, and you will see a humble human being. But I was aware of the unlimited power my posts carried. I exercised it ruthlessly when it came. Eliminating the gangsters and all involved ruthlessness, but with lot of humility, with lot of sympathy and empathy. The kind of welfare activity I have done to the police is unbelievable, man. For example, where a school was existing for 85 years in Thane, 82 children and one teacher, I said it has to be transformed overnight. I did. I brought 70,000 square feet school. I collected the money away from the government with my personal magic. and the school is running with 3,000 children today, and they get only first class and distinction by the end of the 10th standard. All your viewers can visit a website called www.thanepoliceschool.com. THANE policeschool.com. You will see the success story. I built a hospital for 5.5 crores run by OCOT on MOU. OCOT Hospitals is a very famous hospital. I built a stadium for sports facilities for policemen worth 2.5 crores. First of all, take care of the force. That is building a winning team. You give them the reward, you give them the wherewithal, giving them the training, giving them the legal protection, and also take care of the health and education of the family and the officers and men.
So your leadership has always been around humility and empathy. So nothing much changed in your second career. It's more or less the same. You're saying.
This is also in a way the same thing, ma'am, because of the Roti Bank, PCGT, and we are giving, and feeding people is another giving also. But then in the police, it had a raw power. It was magic, you know. That is where I want to remind you about a book called The Servant Leadership. I want your viewers to read a book called The Servant, where a leader is serving as a servant. He is serving the people, enabling them to engage themselves fruitfully and also produce fantastic result. His power is there. His power is inbuilt. He is not foregoing any power. He is not delegating anything, or he is not disarming himself. With all the powers intact, you can enable the people by being a servant leader. I have followed that, madam. To the T, I followed that. And the result is phenomenal. I must say, the result is phenomenal. We did a magic of turning around the historical crime scene of Mumbai because of this trust I could earn from my men. Thank you, ma'am.
We've all seen the results, and we're seeing it grow anyway. So, um, a bit of advice from you. This podcast is around second career, right? For someone over 50 who feels like the professional journey is coming to an end, what's the one piece of advice you would give them about finding a new purpose or hitting the reset button?
Ma'am, they should select carefully by going on a short holiday before the retirement. Stay alone and think as to what would make me happy. I want to give advice to everyone who is listening, young or old or retiree or not. Nobody on earth has given you a guarantee that I'll make you happy and take care of you. You have to do yourself. Husband or wife, children or anybody, they have. So this retire proposed to the person who is planning to retire should take care of his happiness by doing whatever he likes the best. Play music, sing songs, play golf. Golf is a fantastic 4 hours you can spend in a day, and the partying and all that will take the rest of hours. If you can afford, do that, or pursue any other social service which gives them happiness, education, health, and so many areas. Teaching also. You can start teaching and be a professor or a mathematics and English and all that you can teach. But the choice has to be strictly as per the happiness index of the person. Travel is another thing I suggest. Go to Rome or go to roam around in Rome or anything like that. Paris, London, and all that. But that is for a short time in a year. It can't be a full time year. So that is the choice. I wanted to be fruitful, earn some money, which I did not do during the police. I wanted some health insurance by way of a small amount of bank balance, which I have achieved long before. Then created employment for MTech and PhDs in my computer company, a computer crime, cyber crime company, and then being useful to the society by starting a Roti Bank and being intellectually agile by writing articles and books like that. So mine is complete. My cup of joy is overflowing. And I told you, I'm repeating to the boredom of people that maintenance of health is the ultimate. And I maintain very good health, touch wood. Go to the gym in the morning, go for an evening walk of 5,000 steps, and 2 hours gone. This much any retired person can give it to himself if he was busy in the office as a high powered CEO or COO. Now that you have retired, besides being in the boards and CEO, besides a consultant and all that, give to yourself 2 hours. Read, write, speak, intellectually stimulate yourself. Nobody is guaranteed to give you happiness. You have to give it to yourself. What gives you happiness? You find out. There is a book called the Ikigai in Japanese thing. In English, it's available. The meaning of Ikigai means what makes you every day morning to get up and run.
Yeah.
For me, it is the Roti Bank, it is the advisory role, the lectures, getting dressed up every day morning with a tie and jacket and look very impressive, and then earn, spend. That gives me ultimate happiness. Thank you, ma'am.
So do what makes you happy, make some money on the side, and be agile and healthy is your advice to most of the people, right? Um, it's easier said than done, because if you look around, you would know that it's so hard for senior professionals to start a new career or any chapter post retirement. Even though they have so much to offer, they find it very difficult. They get stuck. It gets into a mental depression, and they don't know what to do with it. And so, why do you think that is?
Ma'am, it is easier done than said. That is your choice. It is the other way around. It is not easier said than done. In my example, it is easier done than said. Okay, that's your choice. But then this racket, this racket of running behind money, name, fame, all that is an unending thing. All your crimes, as a policeman, I must give a lecture. Cybercrime, where Indians lost 22,292 crores last year, is coming out of creating fear, lust, which even old people don't leave it behind, and third is greed, and the last is anger. If they control this four, I'm repeating it for the benefit. It is greed, where doubling of money and tripling of money and investment scam, job offer scam, so many scams come. Lottery, win a lottery, blah, blah, blah. Can we stay away from that? Do you know 25% of the losers of this total amount of 22,000 crores in India are belonging to IAS, IPS, IFS categories? They are the most intelligent people. I also would like to say this AI, artificial intelligence, is one of the biggest traps we have invented. If you get into that, you are going to get into difficulty, because at this age, controlling that is very, very difficult. Whereas I suggest people to your listeners to read the book called Nexus by Yuval Harari, the third part, where he labors to teach people how AI is an agent and not a tool. Everything else is a tool. This Apple is a tool. It has no intelligence of its own. But AI gives orders to itself and multiplies and takes the orders in its own direction. To simply say that, be aware of it and help yourself. Be healthy, be safe. Thank you.
Since you touched upon cybercrime, a few months back I got a call, and it was a video call where the person was dressed like a police in Singapore, and he said he's from the police force and he wanted some information from me. So I asked him to show his ID, and he flashed something that looked very fake. So I hung up. But we get a lot of calls like this, and seniors seem to be the frequent victim of cybercrime. So, how do we safeguard against it?
Ma'am, I repeat again what I said last minute. They create fear in you by saying that I am from ED, Enforcement Directorate, CBI, police, and I will arrest you. They show Supreme Court in a video saying that they have issued a warrant against you. So they create fear. Particularly, there is a example is there is a CEO material of woman who was 45 years in Mumbai. They said in FedEx she's got a parcel in her name where fake passports and brown sugar, narcotic substance was there. She was frightened and she paid, hold your breath, she paid 25 crores in 2 months' time by selling her gold and shares. All that she should have done is what you did, shut down and say, get lost. So, greed, they create greed by saying, I'll double your money. And they create lust by coming out on people who are all suffering from inadequacies, old age, loneliness, basically, depression and loneliness. They take money, crores of rupees they are taking, and fear and greed, lust and anger. These are the four reasons. Another point I want to touch is this digital arrest. There is nothing called digital arrest anywhere in the world. Arrest has to be physical. You have to be touched by police saying that you are under arrest. Other countries they put a handcuff. We don't. In India, it is not allowed. But then a lot of people are suffering from 3 months. Somebody was under digital arrest and lost 7.7 crores in Mumbai. An 80-year-old man. Prudence or intelligence is to disconnect all such kind of talk like you did. I appreciate. Otherwise, report to the in India it is 1930. You ring up and it works. They take note of what happened to you and do whatever is technically legally possible. Thank you.
There's a similar number here in Singapore where you call and you give them the number, ask them if it's a scam, and they tell you if it is. So, yeah, there is action happening, but the scammers are, I guess, 2 steps ahead of us. So, we've got to be vigilant about that. Okay, from a serious topic, I want to move into something really light, as you're known for your sense of humor. First one, do you ever use your commissioner voice at home when things get out of hand?
Never, madam. I am a small little rat in the house. In the house, it is different equation altogether. Not at all. Not with the children. Not with my wife. You have to wear separate roles. You have to play separate roles there. So I am a very, very chua. Chua means a rat, a small rat in the house. Outside, I am a lion.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sivanandhan. I could listen to you for hours, but as they say, all good things come to an end. So appreciate your time and looking forward to meeting you soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. From my side, I appreciate your efforts. You have taken time to come up on this program and you have planned it and executed it very well. I'm sure the quality would be sky high. I look forward to watching this program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.